You see, I believe I caught the sequel bug. I think it started with Alien Romulus. Did not have never watched a single Alien movie before that. Went and saw it, loved it. 28 days later, 28 years later, didn't know that that was a sequel at first, or not it wasn't the first one. Hated that one. Tron Ares. I knew about Tron Legacy. Didn't know it was connected to the original Tron. Like, how was I supposed to know that? That movie was made in, like, what? The 1900s? You guys are old. And now, Predator. Predator Badlands. And I just want to say, this is not how I expected this movie to go. Now, watching Predator, did I like it as much as I loved Alien Romulus? God, no. That movie was... I want a xenomorph to just drool all over me. I mean, I wouldn't mind if Deck or the Predator, the Cantu? Dude, I don't remember the name of the Alien movie. Alien. I do think it's funny. I'm starting to recognize, like, almost a theme in these action movies where, like, the dude just gets isekai'd out of nowhere. And for you non-weebs that don't know what that is, it's when, like, just like a dude gets put in another world and they're, like, special. I mean, they kind of did it for Superman. I mean, I think it's funny that, like, in American culture, a lot of it is just, like, aliens coming in one place, you know? Tron Ares, I would consider it isekai as well, because the dude is a program going into a different world. You know, and this one is no different, you know? Predator, who is big, bad dude. Ploop! In a big, worse, bad planet. And it's just fun. It's a whole load of fun. And I just want to say, I made the joke about The Mandalorian. And holy crap, like, I know The Mandalorian and Grogu is supposed to come out next May. And I can't believe the Predator franchise already beat them to it, you know? I think out of all movie franchises, I did not expect me to like a Predator franchise and where it's going. Now, I've never watched a Predator movie. I mean, I watched Prey, and I hated it, and I'm not much of a Predator fan, nor am I an Alien fan. I tried watching Alien Earth, not really into that as well. I have problems with synths. I haven't had a problem with a synth in this movie, but we'll get to that. We'll talk more. Other than that, let's see, what else could I say spoiler-free? I just want to say I'm really rocking with it. You know, I don't care. Give me glup shitto. I know a lot of people have opinions about just getting thrown a bunch of lore, just like a random alien, and I don't care. Dude, that stuff looks sick as heck, especially when it has actual good CGI. Give me glup shitto. Give me poop out of a bucket and make it green. I don't care. That's what I want to see. It's entertaining. It's interesting. And I do want to preface with the fact, like with Tron Ares, I don't think this is like a good film in a sense where it is something super artistic, meaningful, and has a whole lot of purpose to be presented in an educated media, but it is a fun ass movie to watch. Like, it's just entertaining to watch Predator in a zoo of endangered animals and just killing them. I know they weren't endangered, but I mean, it was fun. Alright, and before I get into any critiques, let's just go on and do a full-on short summary of the movie. Now, this is a full summary, so please expect spoilers, because I'm explaining the movie. I don't know what else to tell you. The main Predator we're focused on is a runt. He's a loser. He's a dweeb. He is the weakest link in the pack. And he has a cool brother who kind of helps him out, you know? It starts off with him dueling his brother because his brother's like, yo, dude, you need to get stronger. And we don't know why. And then, like, 5 minutes after, we find out why. Because his dad is just, frankly, a dick. And is like, hey, you're small, you're weak, we should kill you, you know? And that's where the whole Pokemon adventure starts. And I don't know how deep to get into this. I guess I'm just gonna keep going for it. But predators, they collect trophies, of course, of their hunts. So they like to go hunting just like Donald Trump Jr. So Deck is the main dude. Quay's his older brother that's kind of protecting him. Their dad shows up for what I assume is just like an annual visit because it doesn't seem like he really cares about his sons. You'll see why in a second. But he pulls up and he's like, "Hey, you kill your shit little brother yet?" And Quay's like, "Yeah, I'm about to do it right now, Dad." And then traps Deck, and then Deck freaks out and is like, "Bro, come on, man. I thought I was gonna go on a cool hunt. You know, to hunt the monster that my dad's scared of so I could prove to him that I'm not a weak bitch." He kinda is at the moment. And then Quay, his brother's like, "Yeah, man, just go with it. Just be strong." And then he like throws him into the ship. Doesn't really throw him. Uses like a cool technology thing because predators are cool. I'm really bad at explaining their technology. And then the dad pretty much just like decapitates Quay right in front of Deck, and Deck, gets pissed and is like, "Dude, big bro, you protected me and stuff." And then he gets sent to the super dangerous planet of Genna, I think is what it's called. And that's when he kind of crash lands because he falls asleep or gets hurt and passes out and makes it there. And as soon as he crash lands, it just starts from the beginning. He ends up fighting a bunch of fuck-ass tree vines. The tree vines just won't stop touching his gear and touching his stuff. And it's getting a little freaky there, a little tentacle action going on. You know what I'm talking about, gamers. He ends up escaping the forest that the weird tentacle tree root guys are, and he begins the hunt for, I believe, what is called the Callisk, which is supposed to be an unkillable creature, which it kind of is, so we'll get there. On the way there, he ends up walking into a grass field full of weird, toxic thorn corn things that shoot out paralyzing thorns if you get too close to him. And there he meets Ellie Fanning, the android synth, I believe called Thea. It might be Tessa. I know it's Thea and Tessa. I don't remember which one's which, but one's bad, and that's important. The synth, Ellie Fanning, I'm just gonna go with Tia. I hope I'm not wrong. You guys can correct me. Thea ends up pretty much saving him, and then is like, "Hey, I have no legs. Can you just take me to my legs? Because that's also where the Callisk is." And I'm like, "Okay, but predators hunt alone. I even know the lore, and I don't watch Predators." And then Deck says, "No, predators hunt alone." And I was like, wow, maybe I do know enough about Predator to actually watch this movie. Then she's like, "I'll be your tool." And he's like, "Oh, I could use a tool." And then just like, yoinks her. And then that's that. Then they end up going into this razor grass field, which is really cool, and hunting like a weird rhino. There, they meet this little monkey baby creature, and that monkey baby creature becomes the Grogu of this movie, and then you could kind of see where this movie is heading, and you're like, wow, this is just a movie of Mandalorian movie, but Predator. I am talking like this because it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I apologize that I can't get full sentences out, but I'm trying for you guys. Please, if you see that I'm trying, please like this, because I need your validation. The weird monkey baby that they are like trying to compete with to kill the rhino ends up becoming their friend, and saves them from a weird starfish tentacle wood creature again that is also really cool. And then the predator does the same thing to the monkey and saves him, so the monkey starts loving him and is like, "I spit on you," from Gwimbly season 2 of Smiling Friends.
You do. I hate this red thing. I spit on you.
They end up leaving the monkey baby because Predator says, "I hunt alone. I don't hunt in a pack." And then they make a weird wolf reference. And from there, they make it to kind of, I guess they do a little montage of going through other things. You find out some cool stuff like bugs that blow up that I already missed. Weird snakes that end up being really cool. in the end of the movie. But they get to the Kalisk area expedition. She's fixing her legs and she's like, hey, I contacted my evil sister who is gonna bring a bunch of synths here, which is also, and pretty much try to take the Kalisk from you. And Predator's like, what the hell, man? I'm supposed to be using you, but you used me. And it was just like, the aha moment. She's not as good as you think because she's a synth, and it makes sense. Also, it's the synths are from Wayland, which I've watched like an episode of Alien Earth, and I do kind of remember them from there. So it's kind of tied to the alien world, I think. I don't know, you guys could let me know down below. Predator's like, nah, I'm just gonna kill a Kalisk before you get here. So he calls over the Kalisk by exploding something. Kalisk comes, looks scary as hell. I'm looking at it, and I was like, oh shit, I know exactly where this is going, because it looks very similar to someone else. And we'll get there. But as we're fighting this Kalisk, he cuts off the tail, and I'm like, oh, this is really easy for the Predator. He's got this. He's like, this guy's nothing at all. And then he regenerates the tail, and I was like, oh, that's why he's hard to kill. It's because he has really good regeneration, And it just keeps hitting me with the, oh, he does that, he does this. And then Predator ends up getting on his back and slicing the dude's head off, and I'm like, see, he's no runt. He's got it on lockdown. He didn't have on. He didn't. No. His head grew back, or like connected back together, and I was like, oh yeah, I could see why predators are scared of this guy, because you can't kill him. He's unkillable. And then the twin sister Tessa comes and just like uses one of the predator's grenades on the Kalisk and freezes the Kalisk, and that does it. And you're like, oh, maybe it might be killable, So then it was kind of like, cool, I guess. And also gets the Predator, traps the Predator, wants to use Predator as kind of a test subject, like it's doing for the Kalisk. So they end up driving in like a truck or whatever with Thea. Yes. Then Thea's like, dude, we could be sisters. We're more sensitive than other synths. And Tessa's like, nah, dude. I just work for the company, man. I'm on overtime. We gotta get this Predator out of here. Company's gonna be happy that we got this and the Kalisk. And then Tio is like, dude, he saved me, man. Come on. He's my friend, man. He's my friend, please. And then she's like, I'm sorry, man. I just really want to do it. I really want to kill this guy. And then Tia, the half-broken one, who's still half-broken because she didn't get her legs in time, ends up saving the Predator, and Predator kind of just escapes. And then he falls down, and he's just like, man, this sucks. I have nothing and nobody. And he's like, maybe I should just, be the alpha wolf of the pack, because there's this not weird, but there's a theme of, wanting to have a clan or a pack instead of hunting alone. So he decides, hey, I'm going to gear up with all the primal shit I could find on this land. So you find like the razor blades, the snakes, the bugs. He gets all that stuff. And he looks sick as heck afterwards. I don't think I'm really missing anything. But he gets all jungle geared up, I would say. Genna geared, which I think is dope. Copywriting that. And he grabs the baby, which he makes the realization, forgot, that is what I missed. As he's fighting the Kalisk is just about to kill him. And as he's just about to kill him, the Kalisk just sniffs him. And that's because the monkey baby spit on him, and that spit showed him that he's a good guy. And the monkey baby is actually the Kalisk. I don't know how to say that plural. Not plural. Owning. Is her child. It's her child. That took forever for me to say. So he picks up the monkey baby and is like, we gotta save your mama, bro. And I gotta save my synth who saved me, because we're homies now. And you, which is actually a gal, so he's saying lady instead of bro. You, my lady, are gonna help me. We're gonna do this together. So they gear up, go to the synth station science lab that they're getting, they're moving the Kalisk to go on a ship to go back to Earth. And they just wreak havoc, you know? Like, he was a Pokemon trainer. He got all his Pokemon gear, and he's like, hey, let's get to it, man. He captured the monkey, he captured razor blades, he captured weird corn, paralyzing things, bugs, and snakes, and he's all geared up, and he just destroys the shit out of these robots, tears them, and the monkey does too, and it's really funny, and really cool. It's some really cool action scenes, and one of the most interesting action scenes actually happen here, because Tia gets her legs back, because the Predator, in order to find the lab station, pretty much like pulls her legs out of the debris of the Kalisk fight, and she walks them over to the lab, and there it's like a weird, like, if you ever seen Pixar Onward with the dad's pants, it's like the pants just fighting androids, and some dude gets choked out by her thighs, and I'm just like, damn, I wish that was me dying. Not real, kind of really, yeah, big time. But yeah, that's all I remember. That. Oh yeah, and then they just like the top half and the bottom half fight together, but as two, and it's just really cool. And I thought that was one of the most interesting fights there. Anyways, they save Tia, and then they're like, yo, you are in charge of saving the Kalisk. I'm gonna get my trophy, which is now her twin sister, or her synth clone, or Tessa. Sorry, I don't mean to make this confusing for you guys. So Tessa realizes something's going on, so she goes into this giant ass mech robot, and they duke it out. And she also has Predator's sniper bolt thing. So Predator's really cool snake dies saving him. It's really sad. He gets mad, and then just as he's about to die, the Kalisk escapes, helps him fight. They destroy the mech robot. He eats Tessa. The Kalisk eats Tessa, and then all's good. They all cheer. They're all happy. Predator's dabbing up the Kalisk mama, and then the Kalisk mama explodes from the inside and dies. And then there's Tessa, and Tessa's like, dude, I'm gonna finish my mission no matter what you say. And Predator's like, nah, fam, and then just straight up kills her. And then yeah, he's just like, I have my clan now, and it's a happily ever after. And then it cuts to the end where he visits his dad again. His ship's all built already and visits him, so he goes to his dad, and he's like, hey, dude, I'm not here to join you guys, but here's the trophy you wanted, and it's the Tessa's head. And he's like, you are a disgrace and a dishonor to my bloodline. And Deck is like, I don't give a shit anymore. I don't give a flying rat's ass about what you think of me. And then the dad's like, all right, let's duke it out. And he's like, okay, I just want my invisibility cloak. And he just like murders his dad. And honestly, at first I was like, there's no way he's murdering his dad. His dad looks way too sick. He's way too cool. I thought it was going to be a second movie because, you know, there's no way that in this amount of time he was able to get enough battle experience to fight his dad. But then when he finally beats his dad, he gets the monkey baby Kalisk to kind of eat his dad's head, and you can see that he's grown up a little bit. So there is a little bit of a time skip there that I think was really good and like really needed to show that he actually did get a lot stronger and needed more time to get stronger. So I really did enjoy that, and that's kind of where the movie ends there, because he says he has his own clan and he's happy. And that was the end of the movie, and honestly, I ate it up, dude. It was solid. But like I said, it's not without its critiques. First of all, I just have a problem with synths in general, and I think this is a personal nitpick of me. She got better after like the first 5 minutes, but synths are just so annoying. Like, I know that was the point of doing the montage and her just constantly asking, "What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?" But I just don't like when synths. I don't know if it's the synth or just actors or actresses. It's why I couldn't watch Alien Earth. I don't like when they act like children or immature. You know, like, your AI, you should be smarter than that. You know? I know in Alien Earth it's like a brain transported into a synth, which makes sense. But still, it's just like actors acting immature. It doesn't. I don't think it pans well in these type of movies. At least for me. At least for me. You probably for you guys. I don't know. And I think my biggest thing is just like, this was so Mandalorian coded. You know, and I'm not saying it's necessarily a bad thing, because Mandalorian fans have been starved of Mandalorian content. You know, even season 3, people were expecting something a little bit more different. But it's just so rooted in how the Mandalorian is that I don't think it's original enough for it to be on its own. I don't know if I'm explaining it great, but I wanted it to do more than The Mandalorian, I would say, when I believe it just kind of is. I don't think much separates this movie from The Mandalorian, because they both come from weird cults, clans. They both realize, hey, maybe that's not the way to do things, and then they fall in love with like a kid and like adopts them, you know. And it's just like, it doesn't do anything more, which I'm happy to see a reskin of Mandalorian, but at the same time I'm just like, man, this is kind of a ripoff. And frankly, I don't think it's as good as The Mandalorian. I think The Mandalorian, like, especially season 1, it just had a lot of time to build itself and build its characters out and relationships out, while this one was a movie, so it was kind of forced to do everything at once. I don't think the soundtrack was as good as The Mandalorian's theme, because nothing could beat the brain vitalizing, the kind of like Western like Mandalorian noise every time he walks into a room. Like, it's just like, that's just peak, you know. And you can't beat peak, but peak has fallen from peak, so now you kind of can, I guess. I don't know. But if you guys watched the movie, or if you're looking forward to it, feel free to let me know how you feel down below. And thank you guys again for watching through all this. I hope you guys have a good one. Gotcha.